All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Coco. I'm Jen. Thank you for joining for today's Strong and Steady class. Today, you'll need your folding chair and your set of dumbbells. Let's get started with our warm-ups. Hands on your hips. All right, extend your arms out from your side and let's start working through our small circles. Relaxing through the neck, forehead, sure. Tops of shoulders and chest. Good. I'm feeling a little tight today. I had a hard workout yesterday, and so my muscles are a little tight. So I'm going to enjoy this stretching session, this warm up. Change directions as you're able with your circles. As they get bigger and bigger, make your circles slower. Good. All right. Now bring your arms to your sides and we'll do some backstrokes. Opening up, reaching for the wall behind you. 6 to 8 of these circles, and then we'll bring that arm to your side and go through the other side. Okay, nicely done. Plant your hands in your hips, elbows back, pointing toward the wall behind you. Soft bend in your knees. Your feet are comfortably distanced apart. And let's hinge. So we're keeping our spine in our neutral position. We're hinging at the hips. And as a result, we're lowering our torso without bending in our spine. So keep it nice and neutral. Stretch through the hamstrings and glutes. Good. Okay, now cross your arms or extend them out from your armpits, palms facing each other, whichever you like. And we'll do some body weight squats. All right, nicely done. Hopefully you're warmed up. All right, now we're going to get started. I'm going to set my timer. In our first circuit, we're going to work for 5 minutes. And we're going to work through gradually increasing repetitions through 3 exercises. So 5 minutes set. And our 3 exercises, hopefully you can do with 1 set of dumbbells, okay? So we're going to do standing curl to press, bent over reverse fly, and then alternating bicep curls, okay? So as you're ready, standing curl to press, bent over reverse fly, and alternating bicep curls. Okay, ready? Okay, curl to press. Now we're only gonna start with 2 repetitions, so that's 2. Bring them down, bend over, reverse fly, 1, 2. Come back to standing and alternating curls, 1 and 2. Bring it down and then curl to press. Now we have 4. Good, we're not racing. We're focusing on the stillness of our body. Bend over fly, 1, 2. This is for our back, 3, 4. Reverse your hinge and alternating bicep curl, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Curl to press for 6. Good. Long breaths. 4, 5, 6. Okay. Hinge forward, bend over, reverse fly. 3 and 4. Hinge and curl. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Oh, my biceps are getting tired. 1, curl to press. 2, 3, 4, Now we have 8, 6, 7, and 8. Now, with your hinge for your bent over reverse flies, you don't really need to get your back parallel to the ground. If you feel like you're suffering in your low back, just hinge forward. 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Hinge. Okay, alternating bicep curl. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. All right, curl to press. 1. All right, here's our 10s. We got 2 minutes left. 3. Use your exhales, no swaying. 4, 5, good. With good form, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Woo, okay, bent over reverse fly, rounded arms. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Draw from your back, and 10. All right, alternating bicep curls. 1, 2, 3. Try and keep your elbows in. 5. Woo, biceps are burning. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, under a minute, let's go. Curl to press. 1, 2. Remember, we're working with good form. We might be slowing down our pace just a little bit. Zipping the rib cage as you press overhead. 6, 7, 8. Good work. 9. And time. Woo! That is what I call noodle arms. All right, now get a drink. You have a minute to recover, and then we're going to our EMOM. So our EMOM work, we're gonna do iron cross, no dumbbells, okay? So iron cross, if you recall, your arms are up, parallel to the ground throughout. So body weight squat, out, squat, out. So pointed in front of you and then out from your ears. So we have 20 of those. Then we pause and then we reach for those dumbbells again. And we're doing squat punches. Okay, 20 of those. And then we have curtsy lunge to side kick. Now we're gonna do 10 on each side. So if you want your chair, that's fine. So you might set yourself up right in front of your chair. So you can do your curtsy lunge. Remember, we're stepping behind the hip to curtsy. And then you're gonna come up and do a side kick. Okay, so I'm standing on my right leg, the left foot's going back behind my hip. Nice curtsy, the knee does not have to get to the ground. Curtsy. You press up, and as you come up, that left knee comes up, and you drive the heel out. Okay, side kick. 10 on each side, and then we'll do that twice through, because we're setting our timer for 6 minutes. Okay. All right, you ready? Ready for those iron cross body weight squats? All right, ready? Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 2, 2, 3. Stay in your heels. 5, and 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 4, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right, nice work. Okay, so you have 25 seconds pause. Now we're gonna do the squat punches. So you'll need your dumbbells. Ooh, and I need lighter dumbbells. Okay. All right, so we're gonna punch with palms down. All right, you ready? Okay, dumbbells in your hand. Steady and go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, nicely done. Okay, now we're on to curtsy lunge to side kick. We have 30 seconds here, so we have plenty of time. All right, so from the front, I'm square in front of my chair, and I can use it for support as I cross behind to do my curtsy. Draw that knee up and snap the heel. 10 on each side. All right, we still have 15 seconds. All right, so I'm gonna keep my right foot down. I'm gonna step behind and then kick with my left foot. Ready, steady, let's go. Curtsy lunge, side kick. Curtsy lunge, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, use that oblique, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, switch legs. All right, curtsy lunge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You got it. 8, 9, and 10. Woohoo! All right, now we're back to the top. Iron cross. Long, slow inhales into the chest, in through your nose. Out through your mouth. Ready? Iron cross, extend those arms. 1, 2, 3, 4. Heels down. 6, 8. Keep your center of gravity in your butt. And 10. 3, 2, 3, 4, 5. Easy work, let's go. Last time through. 3, 4, and 5. Okay, squat punches. Now, I'm gonna change mine, so I'm doing an uppercut. Instead of palms down, this is like our scoop fly, if you recall. So we're gonna punch and punch, uppercut. All right, ready, steady, and go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Nicely down, dumbbells down. All right, good work. Got 30 seconds rest again. All right, get that heart rate up. Give yourself a little break. Whew. All right, curtsy lunge to side kick. Now, I don't know if you could tell this, but I actually wasn't, for the foot that was doing the stepping behind and then kicking, I was never bringing it to the ground. Now, we do have the chair to help us here, so that's great. So, but try that if you think you're able, not letting that foot come back to the ground. Okay, ready? Curtsy lunge, let's go. Curtsy, side kick, and then back to my curtsy, side kick. So the only time it's touching the ground is when I curtsy. 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm really feeling it in my right butt now. 9, and 10. Okay, switch. Now my left foot staying down and my right foot is just going back on my curtsy. Otherwise, it's just going across, kicking. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, nice job. Get some water. We have 2 more rounds left. Okay, excellent. So another reason why I like that format is we get done early and we can use part of the remaining time to get our break. So we shorten up that transition time between each. So now we're on the AMRAP, working continuously for 5 minutes on the clock. We're gonna do tricep kickbacks, bent over, and then split stance hinges. So let those dumbbells hang from your arms, hinging on that front hamstring, contract. So we'll do 2 on each leg, all right? And then maybe at some point, once we get to 10, we'll split it and do 5 on each leg. And then our last element is front to lateral raise. Okay, you got it? All right, reach for your dumbbells. All right, ready for 5 minutes. Let's go. All right, hinge and kick back. 2, good. Okay, split stance, drop your arms. Focus on that hamstring. 1 and 2. Switch feet. Hinge. 1 and 2. Good. Front to lateral raise. 1, 2. All right, bent over tricep kickbacks. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Dangle those arms, get into that split stance. Let's go. 1, 2, lengthen and contract. Think through your heel, not your toes. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Front to lateral raise. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, 6s, here we go. Bent over tricep kickback. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. All right, split stance. 1, good. 2, good quick transitions. 3, 4, 5, push through the heels. 6, 1, 2, 3, keep that belly button drawn in. 4, 5, and 6. Okay, front to lateral raise. 3, 4, 5, and 6. 8. All right, hinge. Tricep kickbacks. 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep those elbows locked in. 6, 7, and 8. All right, now we're gonna do split stance hinges. We're gonna do 4 on each leg. Ready? All right, hinge. 1, 2. Now get your back heel off the ground. 4. We want your hips and shoulders to be running in parallel. And when we tag our back heel down, 2, 3, and 4. It makes it a little trickier. All right, front to lateral raise. Now, as I do these front raises, I'm doing palms facing. And then palms down on the lateral. 5, 6, 7, and 8. All right, hinge forward, tricep kickbacks, elbows in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2 more, 9, and 10. All right, split stance, hinge work, 5 on each, ready. Focus on the heel. 1, arms are dangling. 2, split stance. 3, front heel down, back heel lifted. And 5. Good, switch legs. Now I got right leg in front. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And front to lateral raises. Oh, timer. Well played, timer. We appreciate you speaking up. All right, get a little drink. 1 minute break here. All right, check in with your heart rate. Hopefully you're getting it up there. Okay, we're on our last round. This one is a 6-minute round as well. All right, so 3 movements. We have dumbbell skier arms, standing oblique crunches, and then dumbbell lateral arm swings. Okay, so if you recall our skier arms, hands go back as we hinge and fanny goes back, back is straight. We come up, arms go up, above the shoulders even, but hang on to that weight in your lats. Don't lose control of it. All right, and then back down and up, down and up, okay? Standing oblique crunches, I think you know those. Use the chair for balance if you need. And then the last one is lateral arm swings, okay? So we did that one for the first time in the last class, where you have your dumbbells, lateral swing, right? So we're kind of going back to that same thing that we did in that front to lateral raise. There is some repetition here today, so you're gonna feel it. But that's what we want, right? We want to feel our muscles working. Okay, so grab your dumbbells for your dumbbell skier arms. We have 20, right? Remember, every minute on the minute. Ready, steady, and go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Don't trust the hips. 8, 9, 10. You're coming back up to standing, okay? Not thrusting. 2, 3, 4, 5. Zip the rib cage. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, let those dumbbells come down. We got 20 seconds. Now, as you need to, position your chair. All right, we have standing oblique crunches. We're doing 10 on each side. All right, I'm gonna try and not use the chair. I have it there if I need it. Hands on my ears, ready. 1, left knee to left elbow. 3, 4, make it sticky, pause. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, switch sides, ready. 1, 2, 3, 4, knee to elbow. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, nicely done. Okay, now we need those dumbbells again for our lateral arm swings. Okay. Now I'm gonna see how I feel here, whether we do 20 total or 20 pairs. My shoulders are a little tired after that front to lateral raise. Ready, steady, and go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Nice pause as the arms are elevated. Let's keep it going. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Nicely done. That was not bad. Okay, now we're back to the top with our dumbbell skier arms. One more time through for everything. Woo! All right, use this time to take advantage of your breathing in through your nose, out through your mouth. Okay, dumbbell skier arms are up. All right, you ready? Soft bend in the knees, be ready to hinge. Ready, steady, let's go. 1, 2, 3, protect that low belly. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, and 10. All right, lower those dumbbells with control. No standing oblique crunches. So I'm going to reposition my chair so it's handy if I need it. All right, we have 10 seconds. Gather your heart rate, gather your breath work. All right, we're focusing on balance and lateral strength. Hands at your ears. Standing at a neutral. Ready? Let's go. Knee to elbow. 2, make it sticky. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Perfect. On our last movement, and then we're done with this part. Okay, grab those dumbbells again. We have lateral arm swings. We already know we can do 20 pair. All right, you ready? In through your nose, out through your mouth. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now try not to shift your weight. 8, 9, and 10. Good, we got 10 more. Let's go. 1, 2, nice hold. 3, 4, 5, good. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And lower those dumbbells. Good, okay, check in with your heart rate. Have you done some work? I have. Whew. All right, get your drink and we'll make our way down to the ground. All right, using your chair, half kneel, full kneel, okay. All right, now we're gonna walk our way into some space. Good, lower yourself down to the mat. Now spend a minute here, working on your breath, relaxing. slowing down your heart rate. We want to be focusing on our core, all right? We want to focus on the muscles we want to be using. So we have to not only collect ourselves in our body, but collect our mind. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Position your torso comfortably on the ground so you have that nice space between your shoulder blades. Your arms are resting comfortably by your sides, the palms are down. You're finding your neutral spine, finding those gaps between your torso and the mat, hopefully that your normal spine provides. Good, and now that your breath work's coming to you, now that your heart rate's slowing down, now start thinking about your belly. So as you inhale through your nose into your chest, your belly doesn't expand like a balloon, it stays small. And as you exhale, it gets even smaller, sinking toward the mat and tightening as it reaches your spine. And now imagine, visualize as you exhale, your pelvic floor is lifting. Feel yourself dragging it up, that small gap in the base of your hips, and then leading to your transverse sinking. Pelvic floor lifting, transverse wrapping. And the final one, add in the rib cage closure, the zipping, the tightening of your intercostal muscles. Excellent. And on your next exhale, let's go ahead and activate through your right oblique and drag the right leg up into chair position. And then slowly lower it with control. And now switch gears. Left oblique drags the left leg up into chair as you exhale, as you work through your body setup. Lower with control. And let's alternate right leg. And left leg. Being careful about your breath. Being very precise about your attention to your body setup. We want this to become your lifelong habit, not just in Pilates class, but as you go and move about the world. You're always thinking breath, belly, and then I'm moving, then I'm working. Good, now we're gonna pick up the pace a little bit. So just like in our alternating bicep curls, where one is rising, one is falling, we're gonna do the same with our legs. You need to provide a safe zone for your breath, okay? Because one's rising, one's falling, exhale. Maybe you pause there to get your inhale, and then exhale as they go opposite, okay? All right, so here we are, hands at your side. Inhale through your nose into your chest. Exhale, drag the right leg up using that right oblique. Okay, breathe here. And then exhale, left leg rises, right leg falls. It's like the slowest motion walk. Keep it slow because you want to stay with your body activation, your pelvic floor transverse rib cage, but then also fire through your obliques. Keep it at a pace where your mind can wrap its head around all of those things. Good, then lower both legs to the ground with control. Nicely done. Now you're probably saying, Jen, I really feel it in my hip flexors, in the bend, in my legs, and that's totally normal. Okay, we're trying as best we can to control our movement from our obliques. But as we get better and better at it, we can forget about our hip flexors and we'll feel that much less, okay? Good, okay, we're gonna try that one more time, all right? All right, so palms down, we're keeping our spine on a neutral on the ground. Exhale and then float that right leg up in the chair and pause here. All right, grab your inhale. And exhale, alternate. One comes up, the other goes down. Legs are a dead weight for your abs, right? Obliques are firing to pull up and to lower. And low belly's protecting your spine, protecting your low back. Good, and when you're done, lower your legs with control. Bring the soles of your feet together, open up your knees, relax your inner thighs, relax your hip flexors. Let those legs go dead for just a moment. Okay, now we'll stay in this position and we'll warm up. Keep working on our low belly, but we're gonna warm up our rectus abdominis in Frogger. So we'll bring our palms to our ears. All right, feel your shoulder blades, feel the middle area, your middle trapezoids in the mat. Okay, now create some downward tension towards your pockets in your lats. Okay, just a little bit, not too much. We don't want you to really completely wing and feel your middle back come off the mat. Okay, just a little bit of tension drawing down. And as you do that, your head's gonna just float up off the ground. Find the weight of your head in your hands, transition that to your armpits, to your chest. Make sure your elbows are drawn into your peripheral. Right here, we want to just be in a neutral with the head floating. And as we inhale and exhale, then we go up into our thoracic curve. Okay, inhaling here. Exhale into your body, set up and curve, rounding, there you go. And back down. Feeling your mid back roll off the ground as you curve up. Keep the weight of your head released in your hands. All right, nicely done. Lower your head to the ground, remove your hands from your ears, draw your knees back to the ceiling. Okay, now we're gonna go to something we haven't worked on in a bit. We have not worked on roll downs and roll ups. All right, so we are in roll downs and roll ups, we're working on spinal articulation. And so we come to a seated position with our legs out in front of us. Now, there at home, I know you have dumbbells, tools. These dumbbells can be a useful counterweight for you, okay? If you had a yoga block or a pillow, you could use that between your feet, right? Between your ankles that you could squeeze together to help you activate your inner thighs, okay? I'm just putting a dumbbell there to demonstrate. And then with my other dumbbell, I'm going to use it as a counterweight as I work on my roll downs, okay? So here's my dumbbell and I'm gonna extend it out, arms parallel, and I'm holding the weight of this dumbbell in my lats, okay? And this will help me roll down and roll up this extra weight that's out here, okay? Now, my roll down is I'm articulating down, all right? So I'm gonna extend that dumbbell, sit nice and tall on my sit bones as I inhale. As I exhale, I begin to round and I roll back onto my sacrum, round, 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 peeling my way to the earth. Okay, like a very slow moving set of dominoes. All right, that part is generally more doable than the roll up. The roll up is tougher, right? So we're starting here with this dumbbell above our chest. And as we roll up, we draw our arms toward our hips. So right about at 45 degrees, right here, that's when we begin to use a very, find a very useful exhale. Our head peels off the mat and we peel off one vertebrae at a time. Okay, not that slow for those of you at home. We're trying to do it seamlessly and roll up one vertebrae at a time. All right, so here I am in my seated position. Inhale and exhale as I begin melting, rounding. Good. Now I can let the dumbbell, I can take a rib cage arm here. I'm drawing it down, but right here is where I exhale. Exhale, head comes off, chin to chest, begin rolling forward one vertebrae at a time, and I'm back up. Good, okay. Let's try a couple more. I'm gonna set my dumbbells down. For those of you that don't need it, you don't need to use them, okay? And in that circumstance, you want to try and make your legs as dead as you can, like you're just a torso and you have no legs. Your arms stay extended, palms facing toward the opposite wall. Your shoulders are down. We're trying to be relaxed to our shoulders and use our lats to support our spine. Inhale. Exhale, begin melting from the low back, one vertebrae at a time. Good. Inhale, and I begin exhaling once my arms are at a 45-degree angle. My chin comes to chest. My belly button stays in, and I roll up. Well done, Am. Okay. Coming back to our neutral, we always like to distinguish between neutral and rounded. We want to identify our good neutral. Find your sit bones. Inhale here, and then exhale as you round. Good. And exhale as your fingers begin reaching for the opposite wall. Peel the chin off the chest. And back up to neutral. Good. Now you will run out of gas on this. You can't do it forever. Usually we like to practice for 6 or 7. And here at the club, when we're learning this, we have a variety of weights. And so we can downgrade from 5 pounds to 4 pounds to 3 pounds to 2 pounds. So it's really helpful. As you get stronger, you need less counterweight. Okay, but nice articulation. Okay, now we're going to go on to our sides because we have not done that in a while. All right, now we're all getting stronger. We're all getting more capable. So we are going to lift up off of the mat as we're able. If this does not feel good in your shoulders, of course, you can be down on the mat with a shoulder down, them in parallel, arm extended, nice space here. You could use your yoga block to support your head, or you can curve your hand here, but you still want shoulders in parallel and hips in parallel, okay? But here is your next level position with elbow under armpit, okay? And my hip is still on the ground. My legs are extended, drawn forward just a little bit. All right, here's my parallel, and I'm using my elbow, digging into the ground to activate through that bottom lat to oblique, because I do not want a seductive pose here. I want a neutral spine. All right, so dig that elbow in, activate that lat. All right, shoulders in parallel. Inhale into the chest and exhale, contract through the oblique, draw the leg up off the other leg. Your range of motion is dictated by you, your flexibility and ability, not mine. Maintain your parallel. Now, what tends to happen is the leg goes up. People have a tendency to want to sink down into their shoulder. So don't let that happen. Stay neutral and only let that leg float up as high as you can and maintain your parallel. All right, good. Lower that leg with control. All right, now, next, we're gonna work through front to back, right? Okay, so we float the leg off, parallel to the ground. We drag the heel to our butt, straighten the leg, and draw it forward. Trying to maintain that neutral. Exhale and exhale. Hamstring pulls the heel, oblique pulls that foot forward, not rolling on my hips. Good, and return the legs on top of one another. Nice job. Okay, let's switch over to the other hip, the other shoulder. All right, if you're on the ground, find your parallel, support your head, but make sure your shoulders are tucked in on one on top of the other. I am lifted off the mat and I have my elbow under my armpit and I want my spine nice and straight going down. Okay, I'm neutral to my waist and then my legs are drawn forward just a little bit. So my body is like a check mark. All right, top arm to the ceiling, finding my parallel, inhale into the chest, and then exhale, draw up from my heel. Using my oblique, staying nice and stable in my pelvis and in my shoulders. Fire in through that lat if you feel that you're breaking down through your rib cage. Good, lower with control, hit that reset button. Okay, then we'll float the leg off the other. Inhale through the chest, exhale as your hamstring, draw your heel to your butt and draw it forward, leg is straight by the oblique. Last one, only good repetitions. All right, return the leg, lower to the ground. All right, now lower your torso to the ground. All right, you can curl up kind of into a mini fetal position here since we're ready to go in our spinal rotation stretch. So my left arm's extended. I'm gonna open up my chest with my right arm and here we are, twisting through the rib cage, stretching through that glute. Now my top leg is my right and I can shift it up, shifting my left one down out of the way so I get more space for that stretch. All right, nicely done. Let's roll over onto our back, plant both hips. So we're facing up and then we're gonna roll over to the other side. So my legs are gonna draw over to the right. I'll keep my top leg a little bit higher than my bottom leg. My arms are teed out. My left leg is on top, so my right hand's gonna reach over and press down gently. A little bit more stretch. Nicely done. Okay, now remember how we get up off the ground. We roll over to one side. Take the shoulder that's on top, that hand's gonna plant and press our torso up off the mat. Okay, and from here, we can get over onto our rump. We can get over into tabletop, use our chair and get off the ground. Nice job today, guys. Excellent work. Today's Thursday. Have a great weekend. We will see you Tuesday next week. Bye now. Take care.